Welcome back to our beautiful digs here at League on Lock. Eric and Mark with you guys, and probably still, aside from SKT's super team signing, the biggest news from the offseason is Caps leaving Fnatic. After getting to the World Finals, you'd think you'd be pretty confident considering the rest of that roster, save for Soaz and Dylan Falco leaving, is coming back, so you should be the best team in EU again. But nonetheless, Fnatic is left in search of a new mid laner. There were BDD rumors. Obviously, that's not happening with KT Rolster going. Maybe Bjergsen or Froggen coming back. Well, Froggen's linked to Golden Guardians. I don't think there's any chance Bjergsen is leaving TSM. So it sounds like it's narrowed down to some young up-and-coming talent in that mid lane, much like they did with Caps way back in 2017. The problem is, when Caps came up, there was no pressure because Fnatic sucked in 2016. Now they're coming off a World Finals berth, so there's going to be some pressure on these kids. And the main guy is Nemesis from the Mad Lions in the European Masters. He's the main guy who it sounds like it's going to be.
Yeah, it seems to be that Fnatic is going to follow through the trend once again, pick up that local EU talent and bring them through, develop them into being the professional players that they need them to be. And I think when you're looking at what you were getting from the likes of Caps and the type of performances that he was able to bring for Fnatic is that, yeah, he was actually for a large part of these times the carry that was getting a lot of the things done and was so vital to their success in the summer split and heading towards Worlds that it is going to be a big hit to lose here. But I think that Fnatic fans should be willing and patient here with this young new talent, if this is what the Fnatic heads are going to be wanting to roll with here, given that Fnatic has proven in the past that no matter what, we are committed to developing European talent, and we will find this talent and give us time, they will develop into the stars that we know they will be, like Caps.
And it's pretty much, it's not confirmed by any means that this is who it's going to be, but you've seen some Spanish media have talked about the contract is pretty much done. Even his teammate on Mad Lions, Self-Made, tweeted, congrats and good luck on Fnatic, before quickly deleting that tweet. Whoopsies, maybe
Yikes.
I shouldn't have sent that one out. But the other guys that they were talking about was Magic Felix, who is the EU solo queue star who almost always has 4 accounts in the top 10 for Challenger, and Larson, who we saw on H2K and played on NIP in the EU Masters. He said he will be finishing school this split and trying to make a starting roster in 2019 summer. And there might even be a chance he's on the academy squad for Fnatic, which would be super exciting to see Larson and Nemesis on the same squad, kind of vying for that starting spot for Fnatic. You definitely think that would fuel the competitive drive for those guys.
Yeah, definitely would be a competitive scene for those two. And I think that when you're talking about, yes, giving time for someone like Nemesis, a young player, to develop with Fnatic, develop into this star, yes, that does need to be kept in mind and reminded of, but you do still need to remember that when you're looking at this Fnatic lineup, you have Bwipo in the top lane, who, yes, did have his rookie season just last year, but has shown so much potential and skill already that you would feel very confident with him up there. And then, of course, big time Broxah in the jungle, just flexing on everybody, taking away their jungle camps whenever he wants, and that is a good strength there. And then, hey, of course, you got Rekkles and Hylissang in the bot lane. These are veterans, and these are players that are strong at their positions, so you should be finding a way to be competitive here, even with developing someone in the mid lane if that's the way they're going to go. So certainly, yes, trying to remember Fnatic fans to be patient with their mid laner developing and whatnot, but at the same time, you still got to hold this organization responsible given the success that they should be having with this roster and the veterans that are on it.
Yeah, I mean, all that's going to change if they do bring in a young talent, which again, it sounds like they're going to do, is it puts more carry burden on the likes of Bwipo and Rekkles. And by the way, Rekkles is accustomed to being the main carry of the squad. He's done that for a lot of his career. And Bwipo, yeah, it's just his rookie year last year, but well, he probably played more international games at MSI and going all the way to the World's Finals than most guys play in their entire career on the main stage. So he got tons of experience, and you saw he was able to carry on a lot of those carry champions in that top lane. So probably more opportunity for him, especially with Soaz off the team now.
Yep, and hey, still, again, that Worlds 2018 MVP is Broxah. Broxah was the MVP for the tournament, not the finals, unfortunately, for you Fnatic fans. But yes, definitely the MVP of the tournament there, so can't forget about that. This is a star lineup heading into this split, even without Caps.
There will be pressure on whoever comes in that mid lane to fill the void of MVP by Caps, but maybe not as much pressure as you would think. Another EU team that's filling out their roster ahead of 2019 is Rogue, who coming in the first split, their first ever split in League of Legends. And so far, the roster is just looking like Roccat. And a lot of that is because the general manager, Fly, was the manager from Roccat. They brought in Freddy as the head coach. And yeah, that's a lot of Roccat members. Prophet, Hiku, and you remember Wadid was on Roccat before he came to G2. On first glance, comparing to what the other EU teams are looking like so far, this isn't looking too good.
Yeah, someone at Rogue's got to turn off the Steve Aoki playlist that's just blasting out there and figure out what's going on with this lineup. Because I tell you what, right now, given what we're seeing here in place and what we've seen in place in the rest of the LEC, this is not going to cut it. This will not be a playoff roster if this is what you're going to be going with.
And why not get Hjarnan?
That's my question here. If you're going to be bringing on Wadid, the rumor that that's who you will be signing for the support position here, why not bring in Hjarnan as the package deal? They've shown that, hey, Rift Rivals, they won. They're the best bot lane in the West reigning here. You got to bring them in.
They beat Uzi.
They beat Uzi. Hjarnan dying only 3 times to Uzi there. This is a bot lane that has proven themselves, that has developed and improved over the course of this past year. I would have thought that that would be maybe something that Rogue could have acquired here. I don't know why you would be trying to split it up with Hiku. It's not like Hjarnan's really going to be coveted to stick around with G2, given that seems that Perkz has taken his job. So it seems to be quite questionable. I don't know who is thinking that this is going to be the star lineup that Rogue really wants to put out for their first year in the LEC.
And we don't know who the mid laner is going to be yet, but I can't see any mid laner save from Faker maybe making this a playoff team heading into 2019. So they might be hanging out near the bottoms of the standings in their first ever split. But that's all the time today for League Unlock. Eric and Mark with you guys today. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you guys on the next episode.